Another check engine light. This is BMW, as you can see, 2013. We're gonna run a scan. This one has 218,561 miles. It's quite a bit. Let's see what's going on with this thing. All right. Already has 6 trouble codes. Let's see what it says. Alright, here are the codes. This is a gearbox, oil. Alright. So what we have is, we had all these bunch of codes. Fuel, air, make sure to lean. We have, leakage on the tank. DMTL leakage. We have, well, yeah, that's it. The DMTL pump. All right. So that's why we had the check engine light on. So we're going to find out what the thing is. I mean, I'm sure it is by the tank. It's by the right side on the passenger. What else we got here? Nothing. All right, all this stuff, we're not going to turn the check engine light on. Let me see. It's nothing else. All right. So let me go remove the tire so we can see where that thing is located. The DMTL pump. We're gonna fix all this. All this might be because this is leaking into the. This is like a evap code. This is the for the evap. It might be putting a lot of more. What do you call pollution? Into the air. So we're gonna look on that. See what else it says. Short to the battery. It could be just the wire harness, maybe a wire problem, or just the pump. We're gonna look at it. So here it is. You remove the tire on the right side, passenger side, and we gotta trap the canister. I took a whole bunch of stuff out already just to make it easier, but that's how it's gonna look like. Hopefully the camera picks it up good. It's right there. This is all the evap hoses that go to the tank and then to the engine and blah blah blah. So we're gonna fix all this to see if there's something else coming up. So we're gonna check for the wire and everything, see what happens. And here is I guess this is called DMTL pump, something like that. So what it's saying is that it's leaking, right? So you see it has the vent valve right here. All this BS for the canister. So of course we got to check for the wires, right? This is the plug, 4 wires. But it's 2013, 218,000 miles. I think this thing is shot inside. So that's why I say it's leaking. This thing is just, as you can see right there, it's just not working anymore. You can test this out, but a lot of miles. I'm pretty sure this thing is just damaged, and I don't know how much this is going to cost at the BMW dealer. Hopefully I can get it on Napa or other, and on any other auto parts. Remember, this thing has the screws up here. This 20 Torx. I couldn't record the video up there because you got to drop it down. The canister, you have to come down a little bit in order to get enough room to take it off. It's still another, as you can see, that green line right there, the green connector. You don't have to remove that. You just got to get the ratchet right there. It's a little pain in the ass to get it, but it will come off. And you need to unplug this hose right here. And be careful, don't break this, because all this plastic crap is gonna break, and they're pretty expensive. So I'm gonna get a new one and plug it in, see what happens. But I think I'm gonna test this wire right now, just to see what happens, if it has power on it or not, and signal from the computer. But I'm pretty sure this all looks good. The wire looks perfect. Doesn't look any damage or something. You know, it's nothing. It's no water. It doesn't look green. Nothing like that. I'm sure there's not a wiring problem. It's gonna be this thing, the DMT pump, DMTL pump. And this is what is located: passenger side, rear tire, passenger side, where all these bunch of hoses are. So I'm gonna grab a new one, put it in, and bolt everything back on. As you can see, it's pretty easy, right? It looks easy. It's not rocket science. Anybody can do it. So that thing is gonna be mounted right up here on the canister. So let's do it. Let me get a new one. Then, as you can see, you can just test the wires. 8.3 volts. And we can test the signal, but I need the oscilloscope for that. I do have it though, but I'm not gonna use it. I do have power and ground. So we're just gonna plug this is the old one, as you can see right there, and the new one right on. So let me just plug in this wire well until it clicks. Okay. That's snap right in. Click it. Now I'm gonna tighten all this, but I'm gonna erase the code first and put everything back on. I'm gonna take it for a road test. I'm just gonna put this like a little bit, you know. Not gonna bolt everything in just for now. I'm gonna go erase the code and start it up and see if the code is gonna come right back on or just gonna stay off. But I think it's just this is what happened. Like I said, you can just real diagnose, go to the oscilloscope and run a whole bunch of stuff. But again, when that code pops up, that thing is just burned out inside. You just gotta replace that pump right there, and you'll be good to go. Unless, you know, the car was floated or something, then you have the wires are corroded or something is going on with the wire. You can test the power and like I said, test the signal. You're gonna need the oscilloscope, but you know, test the power, ground, make sure that everything is going good, and the DMTL pump is gonna be working. So let's go back inside the car. And the battery was low because I left the ignition on for a long time with the what do you call, the fan on. So it drained the battery. I had the charger on right now so I can start it up, but I'm going to erase the codes, see what happened. Okay, all right, so that's the oil wear, that's the transfer backs, and the other one is the automatic air. You know, this thing they're gonna get when, you know, they are these old, they're gonna get a lot of codes. So let me start it up. Let me take off the battery charger and start it up. All right, so now I got the car running. I took it for a little drive, and as you can see right now, the long-term fuel trim is on 1.6. Short term is on 0. It subtracts a little bit sometimes, but you know, you expect that on the 218,000 miles 2013 car. But that's the part. This were, I don't think I got that on camera when I looked at it. I think the camera was off. There was like 18% and 22% long-term fuel trim, and we had that code, as you can see on the video, that it says running lean, right? So these numbers were up too high. So yeah, it's running lean. The pump, it might be like I said, the DMTL pump. It might have something to do with it because it was open. You know, probably sucking air all the time or bringing too much vacuum into the engine. One of those things. Like I said, I didn't run all the, like I said, with the oscilloscope, which is not necessary. See, now it's dropping to 0, which that's pretty good though. Like I said, I took it for a long drive, and you know, the check engine light is still off, so that's pretty good. And the long-term fuel trim is on 0.8%, so no, nothing is popping up. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna scan the card again, turn it off. Open the ignition again. I lost communication. This is fine. So let's just scan this. So now my battery is on 12.4 volts. And it was down to 8, I think. Something like that. Because I left the ignition, everything was on. What's going on with this computer now? Sheesh, Maxxis Ultra. Alright, so we're going to run the engine trouble codes, read codes. Okay, so no codes. Alright, so what does it tell you? That DMTL, I think it is, pump was bad. So so as you can see, the fuel trim were a little bit on the, you know, like adding a little fuel, subtracting fuel, things like that. Like I said, the engine was sucking air from that thing, too much air, and that's why I was getting that code lean. So next time, you know, yeah, lean, it means that, you know, too much air, not enough fuel. It could be your fuel pump, the mass airflow sensor, a bunch of shit, you know. But what you first gotta do is, when you have a code like that for that type of pump or something like that, you know, that's connected to the canister from on the tank, on the fuel tank. So all the air, the engine's gonna be sucking a lot of air in it, or, you know, that pump is gonna be putting out air that is not supposed to go into the engine, and blah blah blah. So like I said, it's so complex that you need one of these oscilloscope, you know, with all the channels to run it. But again, with that kind of mouth that this thing has, you know, you're gonna have to replace it one way or the other. There's no arguing with them. You can, you know, try to waste a lot of time diagnosing the thing, but on that pump that old and all the mileage, it's just gonna be bad. Like this one, it was bad. So we have no codes now. Start the engine again. It just started pretty smooth. See, this thing want to go now. Okay, so let me go back to light. All right, so the car has been running for a while. Everything is still good. 0.8 short-term fuel trim and long-term fuel trim too. Again, if you get that code, it says lean codes and stuff like that. Yeah, look on the engine. You know, maybe a hose is broken, or intake manifold, or something is sucking too much air in, or the mass airflow sensor is not working properly. But if you had the DMTL pump code that it says, you know, short into the DMTL pump or something that is related to that code. Take care of that code first, replace that pump, or check the wire harness. Make sure everything you have power, and for the signal, like I said, you're gonna need one of these things. But make sure you do all that and buy one of those pumps, and they're not that expensive. The dealer, of course, they're gonna be super expensive, but you can get them on Napa for, I guess, Napa, AutoZone, any of those places. It doesn't cost that much money. And do replace it yourself though. Usually, the only special tool that you're gonna need is the Torx 20 at 20, and that'll be it. And put one of the brand new ones in, and you'll see the code is gonna go away. As you can see here, proof is on the pudding right there. The long-term fuel trim is not 20% anymore, 0.8. So there it is. All right. So thanks for watching.